Hi, I'm Tammy. I'm the creator of Kotten Bellies. Hi, welcome to the channel. I just wanted to give you kind of a brief overview of how I became the owner of my own business at the age of 56. I think I'm 58 now, so it's definitely possible to be an entrepreneur over 50, and I have achieved that, but it took a long time. So in 2016, my full-time job, they got sold, and we lost our job. The store just closed. So I was on unemployment for a little while until I found another job. And that was really when like reborns were very popular, and I wanted a reborn so bad, but I was on unemployment. I couldn't justify spending $500 on a reborn doll. So I took some money and went and bought a couple of yards of fleece. And I made Mina. This is Mina here. And I was so proud of her. She was just like everything to me. Mina is a doll version of when I used to do comic books. Here is my comic books right here, and that's Mina. And so I just wanted a little baby, and so I had to learn how to do patterns to make something that was more like a newborn doll, something that I could hold. I didn't know what to weight with, so I weighted with some marbles that I had around the house. I mean, it was just a mess, but I did it, and so that's how Mina was born. Now, I didn't think anything of it at the time when I made Mina, but she was always, you know, in my room, and I always looked at her. But when 2020 rolled around and I got a new job, I realized that I couldn't really rely on working for somebody after that whole experience. And I'm sure many of you can relate. I hear that there was quite the boom in entrepreneurship during 2020. So, and I was one of them. So in, I would say the fall of 2020, I just started dabbling and making dolls. You can see I'll post some here randomly, some of the dolls I made, and I just started listing them on Etsy. I wanted to be able to do this as a business, but deep down I didn't know at my age if I could cut that cord. To be honest with you, I didn't know if I could do it. Sometimes I fall into like a little self-doubt spiral, and I let myself get in my head, and I just, you know, tell myself I can't do it. You're not going to be able to do it. You're too old, whatever. But this time I didn't, because I was doing something that I loved. I love making dolls. So I just continued to post, and it started picking up. And eventually, I started being able to make more money on my dolls than I was making at my part-time job. And again, I was working a full-time job and a part-time job at this time. So I made the decision that I could comfortably quit my part-time job because I knew I had the money to cover my part-time income. So that's not going to affect bills or mortgage or whatever. So I did that in June of 2021. So I'm on my way. And that, honestly, being able to quit my part-time job gave me so much more confidence. And then I started writing down goals. And I started, you know, this is how much I need to make. And I can't tell you how many pieces of paper I wasted just writing down all my bills for the month, mortgage, car payment, all that kind of stuff. And I will tell you too, in 2020, my old car, I used to have an old Hyundai, it just died on the road, and I had that car for like 15 years. I had no intention of buying a car, but things happened. So now I've had a car payment, which made quitting my full-time job even harder, because not only did I have a mortgage, I now had a car payment, and my car insurance went up, and you know, it was just a lot of things on top of one another that made me kind of doubt. But having quit the part-time job, I then began to make goals, and I made, this is what I have to make. How many dolls would I have to make to meet this goal? And then, of course, we have to take our taxes out and our materials, you know, all the business side of things, which that's a whole other story. But the business side of things, you think you're doing so good. Oh, my God, I made this much money. But by the time you take out your taxes, your supplies, and all that stuff to replenish, you really have to make like twice as much in order to be able to comfortably support yourself and your business. So I was well on that road. So I had to really set those financial goals in order to be able to do this. So from June to October, I hustled. I hustled so hard. I made so many dolls and posted them on Etsy and just kept posting and posting. I had one buyer buy so many dolls at one time, I had to Google, were they reselling them? And I don't know. That's just how my brain works, because I really didn't have the 100% confidence in my doll making skills to believe that somebody would buy that many of my dolls. So then I slowly realized that I was in a collector's market, which I hadn't really thought of before. I just knew I loved to make dolls. So I started Googling collector dolls, and I ran across like Jan Shackelford. Many of you know Jan Shackelford, BB Baby, La Chulona dolls, and all their beautiful dolls and how they make them. And I didn't think I was at their level, but I knew that there was a market for this, and I knew there was a lot of collectors, especially Jan Shackelford dolls. Oh my goodness, there's so many people who are looking for them. So once I figured out what kind of market I was in, it gave me a little bit more confidence in pursuing this as an actual career. So June to October, I worked. I hustled so hard. And I made I think I sold my first $300 doll in that time. And I remember telling my HR lady that I did it. And she's like, why are you still here? Why are you still here? So it really pushed me. So what I did is June to October. October was our busy season. I worked in retail, and we all know Black Friday, even though after 2020, Black Fridays were not the same. But anyway, I stayed at my job from October to January just to cover the holiday, not to leave anybody short. But in January, I went to my manager and asked if I could go like 2 days a week. Things had changed in my job. I was a marketing manager, in charge of like all the signage in the store. And in October, I'd asked if I could go part-time, which he had no problem because we were just really slow. And it was no big deal for my particular position. So I went part-time from October to January. Then January, I went like 2 days a week. And I started training another lady to take my position. And so that was where I just kind of stepped off the cliff, if you will. So March 30th, I quit. I gave my 2-week notice. March 30th was going to be my last day. And I began Kotten Bellies after that. So I just want to kind of let you know where I started. I am 58 years old. If I can do this as someone with crippling self-doubt and in your head, worst case scenario, what if I lose my car? What if I lose my house? What if I can't make it? What if I have to go back to another job? I mean, what if? But I just started setting goals. Things are not the same as they were in 2020 and 2021. My dolls, I couldn't keep them. They would sell out as soon as I listed them. Now things are kind of evening out a little bit. And so I have a lot more dolls in my shop, which I'm kind of grateful for, because as I get new followers, it gives them something to see without always having to go to my store and there's nothing there that they can actually see. So you can find all of available adoptable dolls at kottenbellies.com. You can follow on Instagram and Facebook to see what's coming up. If you go to my website, kottenbellies.com, you can sign up for emails. It will give you kind of an overview of updates on the shop, what you can expect to come up. I can tell you now, I just did Christmas in July with the Knee Hugger Elves. And we're going to have a October in July coming up on the 31st. We're going to kind of take this concept, but we're going to make it a little bit more Halloween. So I'm anxious to start on those dolls too. You can see available dolls. We have little Elena and Margot. They're still looking for homes. And I know everybody's kind of getting ready to go back to school, buying school things, but that's fine, because it gives me a chance to build up the shop. We can get ready for the holidays, which I'm so anxious for. So in the meantime, just watch my shorts. It'll give you an idea of the dolls that are out there. I really am loving making shorts right now. So that's it for me. I just wanted to introduce myself and say thank you so much for watching. We are over 500 subscribers, so give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And that's it. More vlogs to come. More, I don't really want to call them tutorials, more make with me's. I am going to try to work on some patterns this year, but don't hold me to that because patterns are just, ugh. I hate doing the directions. But anyway, that's where we're going. And this YouTube channel is the place to be for vlogs and behind the scenes information. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye.